And hello, there's their uncrop there, Nico. Hello and welcome. This is Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Massachusetts, and this is the Candlepin Pro Series Singles Knockout, the last regular season event of the year. You are seeing these two bowlers, J.J. Trigney and Dave Barber, two of many of the qualifying hopefuls looking to get into the top 24 or even the top 8. My name's Greg Gouillart, and I'm alongside Kevin Burns here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Greg.
It's good to see you. I'll make sure this is talk normally, and I'll get this straightened out here. You are doing just fine.
Okay, so Dave Barber with the full horseman plus the 5-pin takes out just a head pin on that spare attempt. JJ had a triangle and takes out the 4-pin.
There we go.
In a 9 box for Dave Barber. In a 9 for JJ.
3 balls per frame. That's the first rule you've seen, and in a moment you'll see that any wood that's dropped on the plate stays on the plate. You can see that over on lane 19, for example. Any pins that drop down stay down, and Candlepin alone is live wood.
Unless you do what Timmy Douglas just did, which is throw the ball in the gutter and they throw a pin.
No gutter balls allowed. That is a rule of Candlepin, which I think more pickup bowlers should do, but it's far too early in the broadcast for dogmatic opinions. Well, at least mine anyway. 4 horsemen in an outpost. Good to see you all in chat. Man, it's getting tougher and tougher to keep track of all the names. But James, Nico Pujar, of course. Eric, great to see you. Melissa. Third ball's coming up for each. Barber, who had a tremendous showing at the 1-7-10 Maine, in Augusta, Maine, rather.
The only event I didn't go to this year.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a hike for me. As
nearly broke the house high 5 there. Of course, Nick Leach and Madison Riva were Maine state record setters that evening, and personal record setters as well. 7 out for Barber, 2-4-7. Trigney, good shot, crossover sleeve kings. He's got the 5 and 9. And a spare. Pretty much one is one, huh?
That's spare for JJ.
He's picked it up. J.J. Trigney's getting stronger the longer he goes as well. Another one of those ACST B bowlers where you wonder, is Class B forever for him? I just don't think so. I think he will be an A bowler in a matter of time. You see he's wearing the Bowlerama Sanford Maine shirt. Dave Barber with Lucky Strike, his longtime Worlds team, and of course, in reference to the center that Jim Barber, Hall of Famer, formerly owned, his father. 3-10?
Yes, please.
18 and another. After just 2 on the spare fill, Trigney doesn't quite come back.
So what did you get this time? It looks like you got...
Yeah, I hit up Lucy's Pizza Bar here at Abington. Got the... Sorry, let me get this in while I'm getting distracted by everything. Barber's got 46 in a ball. Got the pretzel sticks and cheese, and I got the tater tots. So I am good to go. And as soon as I get a moment in edgewise, I'll probably eat it between strings. Do a fire department approach and just shovel it down.
And I made myself a peanut butter and jelly before I left the house, and I had half of it in between.
Get your sustenance, however.
Yeah.
Get a fluffernutter. We know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, for those of you who aren't aware.
So, like I did, for those of you who didn't join us for the first qualifier, in a little while I'm going to have Larry Wentworth come back on.
Good.
To promote his novelties.
We saw it last broadcast.
Yep.
Great wood crafting and manufacturing he does. Candlepin Pride on Facebook.
Well, I was going to wait until he made that announcement before I started promoting it. But that works.
He can fill in the details.
Exactly. So my plan is to get him. Oh, what a shot by Barber.
It's 4-10. He's dismayed he didn't get that the first time around, but hey, 60 half, nothing to sneeze at.
So my plan is to get him in after the second game. First half is pretty much done for both guys.
Dominic Palladino, another strong ACST Class B bowler, Class B temporarily.
Well, he's going to move up. He will move up.
And Scott Douglas, yes, same guy from last night. Substituted for Central 3. See if the power of Gray continues for him. Not just yet, half Worcester. Palladino, the 2-4-7. And yes, it will go. I'm pleased to say the replay machine is broken. We'll see that pin nestle in there.
You mean fix?
Oh, you bet. Scott Douglas needs an out. See if he can get it here. One pin was the decider in the last cut at Exeter Lanes for the last event. He escapes with 7. We'll take another look here.
I think, nope, that's an 8.
It is an 8. I cut away too soon, excuse me. We'll see this pin wrap around there and just nestle in the middle of the 4 and 7 for Palladino.
Kind of hit that a little full because I did hear the clunk.
So he hit a. Why did it glance to the side then if he hit it full?
I don't know. I think because of that piece of wood.
We'll have to check that again if we get a chance. Unless they provide another highlight. Palladino dumps 8 on this spare.
I think that one might be for Nico to figure out.
Yeah. Candlepin forensics with Nico Pujar. I like the idea of that segment. No pressure, buddy.
Not that he has enough to do today because he's watching the ladies for us, so that way he can provide an update.
And that's 9.
And that's a 10.
So we do get the chance to take another look at this.
Oh, perfect.
So we see that there is wood to the side there.
You played it on the cap, that's why.
The cap did deflect it.
Yeah.
Nice spot.
Good analysis there, Kevin. Good analysis.
Pat.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I didn't mean that. Sorry. That's patronizing.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, that was a good analysis.
I meant it. 2, 5, and 10. Scott doesn't care to take a look at this, but I don't think he's going to be too unhappy when he turns around.
I'm kind of unhappy with the shot that Dominic has here. Yeah, see?
Doesn't go there, of course.
No, he just literally just turned a pin.
And this rolling wood's not going to make it in either. Off target on the second ball.
So in between the streams, I was talking to Craig Koblick, and he told me that the first 30 feet is wood and the rest of the lanes are synthetic.
Here at Webster Timber Lanes?
Yes.
That's right. It's a half and half house. I forgot about that detail. But yes, the material transitions partway down. It's hard to tell on this camera view, but if you're here in person, you absolutely can see the transition.
Yeah. So your ball might take off a little bit, but it should straighten out. Oh, look at this leaf. One more? Okay, 9 drop.
Yep.
Scott with a 3 and 2 split. His brother is bowling right next to him, which is ironic. He's bowling with...
Hey, they can't separate. It's Friday Night Pro League as well. Scott Douglas got to be the substitute. Spare Palladino. He's got his second.
Dominic Palladino bowls out of Exeter Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
JJ bowls out of Exeter and Riverwalk. Riverwalk on the Friday Night Pro League, Exeter for his regular league.
That's going to be no good in a 7-box. Dropped into the gutter. Palladino and Torigny actually both ran into at the Easter Classic, the annual 20-string competition every Easter, including this Sunday, not this Sunday, heavens, but April 20th. And Palladino actually had a lane all to himself. He was the one bowler for whom that was the case. And then Torigny, trying to remember who he was with as well. It'll come to me. Dave LaRoche was another one, and then I forget the third. Dave LaRoche also out of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. We call this the 6-pack. Douglas only cracks open 3.
Check his ID.
Aladino a 60 half, and Scott Douglas an 8 half. 8 box were 43 half. Gregory. Halfway
Well,
through.
60 and 60 for Dave Barber, 49 for JJ, and 43 for Scott Douglas.
There we have it. We're playing for points, high qualifying finish in this qualifier, and deep run in the singles knockout to come, where the excitement really ratchets up. Those award Pro Series points. You can see the standings of those on Facebook at the Candlepin Pro Series. You can go to the PDF file and see the point standings there. But if you finish number 1 in qualifying, you get 250 points, and in the playoffs, you get 550. So let's see. Nice spare. Barber rips apart a bunch. Terigny still got 6 more to go. So anyone with 1,000 points, 1,030 points, can still overtake here. Terigny gets stuck with a 6, I'm afraid. Barber, tough fill on his side. That's
2 bucks.
2. So any of... Let me just focus in on this play-by-play, and then I'll get to that point. I'm sorry. Barber trying to recover here. Hits his second ball. No need to.
Lead, though.
You notice they don't go ball for ball. There's no need to.
Well, they're going for ball for the most part, but...
Actually, in this case, Barber will have an 8 box here. Just, the bowlers.
You can probably hear in the background Danny Harris saying next to Josh Daly.
I've lost my train of thought. I apologize. So I'll get back to the last train of thought I had here. Number 1 in the Pro Series standings is Danny Harris. His Friday Night Pro League teammate Josh Daly, and World's teammate for that matter. Aaron Fontaine, who's made a few finals now, is 3rd. Nick Zuffalato, we just saw, is 4th. And Justin Waters, now lucklessly injured, or ill actually, in 5th place. Would have had a chance here. And then Dave Barber we see here in 6th.
Is that why Justin is not here today? Because he's sick?
Yeah, 2-week timetable for his return. Unlucky. He let us know that earlier, and it was great to see him on last night's Friday Night Pro League broadcast. For the out, Terigny gets the front 2. That's what he was aiming for. He gets 8.
Well, Josh Daly is bowling with the number 1 seed for the Pro Series. Danny Harris. Josh Daly finished up with a 125.
If we get time, we may pan over there. This sleeve we term the setback after a suggestion by Corey Smith out of Canada. Kingswood Bulletproof Bowler.
So I saw you talking to Chris Ryder before we came back on the air. And
yes.
So you want to fill the viewers in on what's going on with Chris?
Gets just a moment, not quite there. 3rd ball's coming up. I was talking to more Chris about, what enabled him to really, show up this year. And, lo and behold, he actually found employment partway through. So he's really now going out of his way to really, follow up on making it to all these Pro Series events. And even though next year the circumstances might be different, he might actually have to move to chase his job, this new opportunity for him. He may still find time to come down here for however many events he can. He's brought Travis Wallace down as well. Also a Kingswood Bulletproof Bowler.
Well, Rocco is still alive. He's still watching from Atlanta. Well, we all know Eric. Nice shot by Barber.
5 pins ripped apart. In fact, I'm going to see if I got both of those. Please, please, please.
Oh, and talk about Barry.
3-1 and 1 for Barber. And then 5-pin cluster for J.J. Terigny.
So, I know Nico did post the ladies, the first matches for the ladies from the first shift.
Barber 2 fill 118, J.J. Terigny a 6 fill 96 string.
I just wish I could see them, but I can't. I don't know if you can help me out with that.
This may lag the stream just a little bit, but we'll...
Because I know most viewers want to know what's going on and stuff like that. So like I said, very soon I'm going to have Larry Wentworth come back in, and we're going to do another interview with him.
Yeah, this could be dicey. We'll see here. 5 pins out for Palladino. Scott Douglas.
Well, I can always have...
That's a nice strike there.
Well, I can always have Nico text me it, too, if I have to.
On what some call the Cagliari, that's 4 horsemen in the 9 pin. Named after Bob Cagliari out of Massachusetts. Just 1 pin in front.
The great state of Mass.
And a 10 box. King of the Palace used that term most commonplace.
Well, Danny Harris is at a 115 after 8.
I can tell you Scott Douglas is currently 19th where in a standings where 24 make it to the playoffs, so he's in good position right now.
And Dominic Palladino punches a spread eagle, but takes off a talon. And a half whistle.
Bowling is not the most important thing in the world, and Corey Alisi, who is 1 place behind Scott Douglas, is out celebrating his newborn. So congratulations to he and his wife, Caitlin, on that. Ooh, just 1 pin remaining for Scott.
Buried it, too.
He gets a 9 drop on that. So congratulations to the Alisis. Palladino a 7, Scott Douglas a 9. Greg Gouillart alongside Kevin Burns. This is Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, I guess this counts as a quote-unquote legal ID, even though the FCC doesn't give a darn. But thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate each and every one of you chiming in with your likes and comments. If you hit that thumbs up button, if you're logged into Facebook or YouTube, and you hit that thumbs up button, liking the video does matter because it tells the algorithms and the powers that be, hey, people like Candlepin Bowling. So you're doing us and the bowlers a great service by doing so. But just by watching, you're helping as well. And thank you so much for doing so.
Scott Douglas with a 7-10 split with 1 piece of wood, and it's not going.
Nice shot, 179 for Palladino. He gets his 3rd mark of the string.
Yeah, that piece of wood is not going to help. Even if he plays it on the cap, it's not going to help. Yeah.
Tried it.
He tried it, but...
Also like to thank all the many people. Candlepins for Cancer has been a godsend in getting a lot of this great equipment and a lot of people as well. Micah Imperato, Mike Morin has helped out providing tech, and of course our executive producer Bob Lee. I am absolutely forgetting people, and I regret that because we have gotten so much help and support from the bowling community to make Candlepin Bowling Network be what it is. You get to go live just in time to see the 4-8 of Palladino, or an 8 drop.
He on the fill.
Right down the middle.
Broke up the spread eagle, but he does have a 3-1 split. The 2, the 3, the 6, and the 10, and Palladino with another mark.
Makes that nice and easy.
This can actually go.
Class B,
wow.
folks, Class B.
Okay, Paul.
Scott Douglas with a spare.
Yeah, we're going to need a runner to chase a piece of double. And, of course, his brother's going down to get it.
Yeah, there you go. He upturned his hand. Was that was it so bad that it was him? How dare he?
I would have taken a ball and threw it right at him if he were my brother.
That's not exactly rolling a dime at the pin boys like in good old days.
Nope.
Not nearly as much of a compliment. 8 drop for Palladino, 113 through 9. Scott Douglas a diamond. He's got 96 through 9.
Well, let's see what this piece of wood sits. Oh, that actually set up pretty nicely. That piece of wood could do 1 or 2 things.
Ooh, look at that cap just deflected away for Palladino.
This can do 1 or 2 things. And it did exactly what I thought it would.
Spun right on in. Red line certainly didn't take it.
Well, I was going to say, if he played that more in the cap and got a spin, it probably would have worked. Let's look at this.
Yeah,
How did this
actually,
not go?
yeah,
Yeah, he played it right on the cap. Paladino played it right on the cap.
yeah. Whereas Scott played it on the tip of the wood, but on the broad face of it overall. Good shot here, and the fill is
Good
9. 115.
Hey, you tied my high single.
Attaboy, Scotty. Now you just need to win a New England knockout doubles like he did with Joe Corbett, and you're set. Your legacy will be immortal. There you see the strings. We'll be right back with string number 2. We'll take, do we have time for an audio timeout? I'm going to mute my microphone anyway and tout it to 2nd to 5. Be right with you. Let me know if you want me to mute you as well.
Yeah, just so I can go get
We'll take a brief audio timeout. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned if you have time. Thank you. We are live. Yes, hello is second string of 5 underway. It's JJ Turigny you see on your right. He's got 3-1 split, and Tim Douglas from last night's broadcast had a sneaky good 380s series. I really didn't give it enough credit. Part of Central 1 splitting with top of the shop Central 3. Exeter has now overtaken, so Exeter got all 8 points last night, so they are now 3 ahead of Central 3 in the standings in the Friday Night Pro League. This is the Candlepin Pro Series, live from Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Massachusetts. My name is Greg Gouillart, and I'm alongside Kevin Burns here on Candlepin Bowling Network.
Was that the station ID?
I'm going to count that.
Okay.
Paul will ask me for 5 more anyway, and it would be my pleasure then as well. 10 and 9 to start.
As long as he doesn't have me do it.
I don't know if you're totally safe, but
No, I'm not. With Paul,
as long as it's in genuine fun.
Am I ever generally safe with Paul?
Yeah.
JJ broke up the Caleri. Tim Douglas with a 2-1 split. 4-6-10.
Tapping my microphone. Getting some complaints about Mark Weber is always attuned to our broadcasts and attuned to the lanes for that matter. Says my mic might have a bit of an issue. We'll see. Worst case scenario, there's a way to switch, but hopefully that. I think Tim wanted a piece of the wood on the way through. Missed it. There's a way to glance at the bowler's total series, but that would involve sidling up to be like, hey, how's it going? That can be either a really nice subject or a really sore subject, one or the other. It's gone now good. I try my best with the technology, but I'm not always the best at it. I'm definitely more of a broadcaster than a technologist, I guess, but I love doing it all. 3 and 5 for Douglas. Turigny's got the 1, 3, 6, and 9.
That's a 6 fill on a spare. They'll put him at. Oh, almost made it. Oh, it comes back take cut. It does take out the head pin.
Yeah, it's still dancing longer than a replay. That's too thin on the front pin for Douglas, and he's missed it.
Tim Douglas pulls out of here, and I believe out of Alley Cat. Originally from Alley Cat. $10 for JJ.
Right in the face.
Perfect so far for Tim Douglas.
Yep, all the time. Simple as that.
Looks like he's trying to say to his brother, this is how you bowl.
Tim's not the most savage, I would say. Not usually.
No.
He can be a little mischievous at times, but...
Who, Scott or Tim?
Tim. I'm thinking of something in particular, but...
Okay.
He's a good guy. Both of them are. Tim Douglas, of course, an Easter Classic champion. The champion before last, Austin Barnes being the most recent.
Okay, thank you, Chris Winnie. I said he does still bull out of Alley Cat, and he's averaging $1.28.
Which was the last host of the singles elimination. 10 again, if you could believe it.
Yeah, I bolted that one, remember? Before I jumped in the booth.
You also did the 1-7-10 the year before last, the mixed doubles.
Yep, I did that. Yep, I did that with Terry Ann.
I love it when the couples compete in that.
Well, Terry and I, we have a friendly rivalry going on. Yeah, she may be a little bit better than me, but she doesn't bowl nearly as much as I do. I do like the big tournaments. She'll do the little ones. So.
Rigney picks up that spare 53 and a ball. Hey, still there for a 10 box.
He needs us to be perfect for the first 5.
Let's see. Scott Douglas actually came 1 pin away from a perfect string last night. Whoops, that'll be 7. Alas. Also,
he is human after all.
Oh, for the life of me, someone else. It was Stephen Body, I think, also was 1 box off perfect as well, if memory serves. And by perfect, we mean all 10 spares and strikes in a string, a more modest definition of perfect game.
That's our version of a perfect game. You ain't getting a 300 perfect game.
Oh, yeah, of course. A very significant one.
Is Chuck DeRosiers captain of the, I'm not going to say it because.
Exeter Lanes mess.
Thank you.
I got a frog in my throat. See, we temper our profanities and our language on the stream. It's a great team name, honestly. We just don't want to.
We can't say it.
A lot of you are watching out there. We want to be careful of that. 1, 3, and 10, Scott Douglas spares. And, oh no, the wood denies him. Maybe wanted to go further left on that, but that's a shame. Had a good 9 drop, and now he'll have to settle for 10. We take another look.
Let's see what this.
Yeah, 1, 3, 10 on this one.
Yeah, oh yeah, he didn't touch the wood. And Chuck just goes right around it. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that.
Scott again. Got his head pin 9 to start with 19. Rogers, powerful ball. Boy, that's a good one. 5 and 8. In the face for another spare.
So Terry Ann is actually watching our broadcast, believe it or not.
Wait, is she watching on Facebook or YouTube, Candlepin Bowling Network?
I think she's watching the YouTube.
Or maybe the one I have going on my personal profile.
Yeah, probably.
As long as, I hope I'm not confusing anybody who's personal friends with me on my Facebook page with that, but I do read those comments as well, and thank you very much for them.
Oh, come on, get over it.
All right, we're just going to do it 19 at a time. That's fine. That's any Candlepin Pro would love to have all 19s in their string.
Yeah, you're averaging 19 for the string if you do that.
Good men's average would be in the 110s or rarely the 120s. Rarely a 130, which Danny Harris held for a while in the Pro Series. Scott, another spare, 3 in a row.
And it looks like he's rubbing it in his brother's face. Which is the right way to do it.
2 missed opportunities to see them bowl side by side. Yeah. Chuck, I believe, is also a captain in Mixed Worlds competition. I forget the team name in that.
I think it's the same thing.
Exeter Lanes. Oh, I think you may be right.
I know I'm right.
We covered his team at Academy Lanes Worlds a few years ago. That I remember.
Yeah, and guess what happened right after that? I got sick with COVID, remember?
Disaster.
Yes.
COVID-19 ruins a lot of things and a lot of, let's be honest, more things closer to our hearts, but ruined bowling, that's for sure. But we've rebounded nicely. It's a pleasure to have you all, even though it's been 5 years since, say, Rudy Gobert touched the mics. Let's put it that way. Third ball's coming up for each. And we'll stick with just the head pin standing for a 9.
Almost a perfect half. So.
See, Justin JT Lyonnaise over on the side.
And a 10 box for
Chuck DeRogers, yeah.
Chuck DeRogers.
JT Lyonnaise and Corey Packard. Another of the world champion Academy Lanes team. A lot of crossover with the Central 3 Friday Night Pro League team. We'll start this box off.
Okay, Matt Susie just corrected us. He's not the captain for the mix.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Matt. Wish he were here. No, he did sign up for this, but
Matt Susie, one of the teammates. That I remember.
Well, Matt was supposed to bowl in this, but with everything going on at Lita, and they have a tournament tomorrow, so I can see why.
Third ball's coming up for each, and Kevin, I think we should turn it over to our special guest if he does not mind.
No, I don't think so, and we're going to go bring him in right now. Folks, joining us in the booth is Larry Wentworth
We'll call it Candlepin Pride. How's that?
Okay, perfect. Candlepin Pride, that's new on Facebook. You also is going to be talking about his new novelties that he's selling and that you can buy.
Yep. Items that I make, they're all hand-turned from wood. And you can hang them from your car rearview mirror. They're candle pins. People go out there looking for items that they can express themselves with their sport, and usually all they can find is 10 pins. So I decided to start making some for candle pins.
And I heard you correctly. You said wood turning. Am I understanding?
It's turned on a lathe, yeah.
So that's a special machine. Nice spare blades for Rickney to get that 7-pin cluster. So that's the lathe is, remind me, is that like something like this, basically?
Yep.
You have prongs on either end, basically, and you turn the wood, obviously.
Exactly.
It's like spit roasting wood.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
So, for those of you who were not watching the first match, Larry did present Greg and I a couple of them, and honestly, I like the feel of them. I mean, they look realistic. They look like a real candle pin, if you can hand it. Thank you.
They're all hand-turned and hand-painted.
Now, here's a question. Did you use a regular candle pin as a model just to make it?
No, I just kind of free-handed a template, because I have a machine that goes on the duplicate. It's called a duplicator.
Okay.
So once I have a template made, which can be a little time-consuming making the template, then after that, everyone comes out uniformly.
Now, I saw on your pictures that you do, besides white, you also have orange available. Now,
Yep.
Can you do any other color?
Sure, if somebody wants a special color, I'll actually be coming out with some Christmas ornament candle pins as the holidays roll around.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people would be interested in those, but they'd be kind of fun to hang on your tree.
Okay. You also make fishing lures.
Yep.
That's your primary company called Big Fish Big Company.
Right.
And do you have any other ideas that you want to do besides?
I'm going to be working on a bottle opener, candle pin bottle opener.
Okay.
And I'm getting a lot of feedback from people looking for particular items. So
Okay.
I'll be weeding through some ideas and trying to bring, more novelty items out.
Now, for our viewers who are with us now, I mentioned earlier about doing like a toy candlepin game. Is that also on your list?
It's on my to-do list, but I'll have to do a little more research into that, Kevin.
Okay. Now, trust me.
We wish.
Now, trust me, that's one I will definitely get. Because
I'll make one special for you.
Yeah, make sure you give me a couple orange pins.
Okay.
So,
Nice strike.
now with JJ ripping another rack for another strike.
Yeah, I saw that last one, too, for $20. Go ahead, Kevin.
And Tim with a spread eagle. For our viewers up in Canada and Australia, have you, if they wanted to get these, you are charging for shipping and all that, right?
I charge for shipping. I have had a couple people from Canada inquire, so I have to look into shipping charges for Canada.
Okay.
So that's something I'll have to work out.
Okay, and also for around the world for the viewers, because I know we have a couple viewers from Australia. We have.
Yep, I know. I know who you're speaking of.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact he's going one in one of these, but it's really I can see this taking off, and hopefully
Yeah.
it does help out not only the game in general, but also your business as well.
Yep, it's fun walking in here and seeing them hanging from people's rearview mirrors, and a couple of people have them hanging off their bowling bags. So it's kind of cool. People like them.
I might use mine for my vacation that I have coming up in a couple months. So I mean, these are awesome. I mean, they're so realistic. I mean,
Yeah.
they look like an actual Garland candle pin.
Yeah, I
So
tried to scale it down and get it as accurate as I could.
I think you nailed it just right, don't you, Greg?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, Greg and I look at candle pins all the time. I mean, not more so me than him, but
Right.
Valid.
but
I'm glad you guys like them.
oh, we love them, and hopefully we'll see you again. And we wish you luck
Yes,
with this as well.
yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
If I may, real quick, first of all, JJ
Yep.
Trickney with a great finish there. 4 marks in the back half and a couple of 20 boxes for 137. So for Candlepin Pride, so going to the Candlepin Pride Facebook page is the best way, I think, basically to place these orders generally. Just find Candlepin
Yep.
Pride on Facebook and DM there.
Yep, you have to apply for me to accept you into the page.
Oh, trust me, we will.
Trying to make it
You
public.
want the business, so you will, presumably.
Yeah,
Oh,
or they can reach me on Facebook under Larry Wentworth. They can message me directly.
They can also find you on Candlepin Chat as well.
Yep. And Big Fish Bait Company, they can find me there on Facebook.
Okay, and for those of you who are wondering how did Larry get permission to sell these through Candlepin Chat, he had to go through me because I am the co-founder and I run the Candlepin
Valiant
Chat.
Yes,
gatekeeper,
you
yes.
are very kind.
So normally I don't, but this is more Candlepin related. The last guy that tried doing it was all duckpin, so I had to say, get
Yeah, all Candlepin
out.
folks.
So
Nah, Larry's a loyal friend and true.
yeah, is that well? Larry is a Candlepin bowler too.
Yes,
if
sir.
I'm not- Now, what house do you bowl out of? If you
This
don't
is
mind?
my house, Timber.
Oh,
This is my
perfect.
home.
I'm surprised you're not bowling in this today.
I have once a month in Millis tomorrow, so I
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
overdo it, and I'm not quite the caliber of bowler that these people are.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you from experience. I'm not up there with these guys, but I have bowled with these guys many a times. All my Easter showings and stuff like that.
Yep.
But anybody can bowl in the Candlepin Pro Series. You don't need
If
to.
I didn't have Millis tomorrow, I probably would have done it, because I do bowl with a lot of these people
yeah.
during league nights and at Millis.
Yeah, I mean, besides the Mills Winter League tomorrow, Exeter Lanes is also hosting the Luck of the Irish tournament. So a lot of
Right.
guys that are bowling today are bowling that tomorrow as well. So Larry, I really, really wish you the best of luck with this.
Great, thanks,
Thank you for
Kevin.
coming on again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And I hope you have one of these for Mr. Grant as well.
I'll have to slide one to Paul on my way by, but I definitely will. He'll
Okay,
enjoy it.
awesome. Because I know Paul will love this. I'll talk to Bob Lee and see if we can put these on our Candlepin Bowl Network store as
Sure,
well.
that'd
So
be
that
great.
way,
That or a cross-reference, I'm sure there's some way, because we have our own website. We've soft-launched candlepinnetwork.com, but I'm looking to buff that out a bit, and then we'll probably be able to do that, including, supporting fellow Candlepin content.
Oh,
and
look at
merch
that shot.
creators. Yeah,
Scott Douglas just made
we're
the-
clipping that replay. That was a 3-4-6-7. DeRozier's matches Douglas's spare. Not that this is head-to-head.
So, real quick, I'm going to do an analysis on this. Scott Douglas is playing a banana split.
It's banana split. I'm so sorry. 4-6-7-10.
Wow, bent it right out the wall. He played it on the inside and it just went.
I'll show that to you again.
Oh,
Don't
please do.
don't you worry.
Yeah, that way I can do the correct analysis. So, Larry, real quick, thank you very much for all you're doing for the game. I wish you luck in your bowling career.
Thanks, guys.
And
And with the ACST, yes.
I'm working on it.
I'm pretty sure you and I will be conversing more on Facebook, and hopefully if there's anything we can do besides promote your business, which is what we've been doing all day, we will continue doing that as much as we can.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on again.
You're very welcome.
Take care.
First, that was Larry Wentworth of Candlepin Pride. You can go into Facebook and up for that as well. And here is the big four that Greg promised me. He goes to the right, plays it kind of on the red line, and the ball comes back and takes out the 7-pin right on the cap. That's a pretty shot. So, Greg, I think Larry does have a pretty good idea on what's going to happen with his business, like I said, while he was on the air with us.
I mean, the joy it will bring to the Candlepin community is evident. It's got a lot of outpouring of support when he posted on Candlepin Chat on Facebook, the group I'm lucky to co-admin with you. And what was the thought I was going to say? Just get more literal candlepins in the world, of course. Everyone still associates the 10-pin bowling pin as, the mainstream bowling pin, which at the moment it is. But on the other hand, candlepin deserves its representation.
Oh, what a shot by Sky. He made the high-low jab plus a 4-pin.
You betcha. Those will be 10 boxes, and you see it there. So as we start the third string of 5, as soon as everyone is set, I think it's great to just get the... Even in the worst case scenario where Candlepin is just doing, historical preservation instead, at least it'll be there because, Candlepin is as New England as clam chowder and Canadian as well. We cannot forget that.
Well, here's the thing. Manhattan also has a clam chowder, but that one has tomatoes in it. In New England, there's no tomato in it.
Yeah, good for them. I'm glad they like it.
Well, I'm sorry. I just had to bring that in. I mean, I'm a chowder person.
Yeah.
So, folks, like I said, please go support Larry. If you want to start selling Candlepin novelties, you can reach out on Candlepin Chat. I will do my best to get back to you on it. With my schedule, it's kind of tough, but you know what? We're all busy these days, and we're all looking for stuff to do. I mean, you can't get. We'll try and show them to you guys up during the stream, as well.
He's Kevin Burns. Message him there.
Yes, I am.
You can message Kevin Burns, or you can message Kevin Burns.
For what? To get permission to sell stuff on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because the administrators on the chat, I really don't give them the okay to do that because that is my domain. Because I too also have a business where I try selling stuff as well. So that's why I get the okay for selling. That's why Larry went through me to get permission. Otherwise, Larry will be dead in the water with these awesome looking keychains.
Third string of 5 beginning in just a moment. We're taking the top 24 men, and the top 8 will get a first-round bye in the singles knockout bracket to come. Women have their own tournament as well.
Yeah,
Fuller complement of them. I think a dozen of them showed up to the 12 p.m. shift as opposed to just the 3 from earlier. Paul faithfully covering it on his camera, and then he'll be joining our broadcast later on for the eventual later round playoff rounds. Playoff rounds. Hey, Rich, can I see your scorecard? Someone in chat asked. Rich is on 216, if you were curious, Mark.
A lot of bowls from Maine today. Chris Ryder came down from Canada and bowled as well. Any other Canadians?
I believe that's it right now. We obviously had a lot at the 1-7-10 mixed doubles tournament. That was so fortuitous. Like, Rich walked right on by as Mark Weber was asking that. Sorry, I couldn't resist, my friend. It's good to see you.
So,
yeah.
Mark Weber, Beverly Jr. just said hi, and he's doing the best he can.
Trying hard, he said.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so here we go. Tim Douglas and Corey Packard. Corey Packard is in the top 8, I think, for the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
He had a massive showing at the Skins tournament at Boutwell's Bowling Center, Concord, New Hampshire. So
he was the top.
He's actually in 11th place right now, but obviously, no doubt, catapulted by that showing. And, of course, team international champion at the Men's Worlds with Academy Lanes, the shirt you see on his back. Coverage of that was concurrent with Candlepin Bowling Network and Candlepin Corner. Tim Douglas with a 10 to begin. And Packard, 2 pins down, that's the 2 and 4. The Pro Series is a monthly series of events across multiple formats. Excuse me, he's on his 3rd ball, I beg your pardon.
So for those of you that I'm watching come in, we just had Ralph from Canada chime in. Ralph kind of missed interview a little bit for with Larry. So
Well, he may have been commenting now, but
yeah, true.
Yeah.
But for those of you who did hear that interview, Larry's a great guy. I mean, he's a local bowler. He bowls out of here, so.
nice shot spare. Tim Douglas on the 1-2-7. Yeah, really a pleasure to have Larry this interview in Lats.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
told you he was there. We got good.
Okay.
We got good viewers. And yes, we have the Wallaces as well.
Don't know.
Please do leave a comment. Yes, there is a X field in there to find. You can leave a chat or leave a comment if you're watching this on demand. Greatly appreciate your support just by watching either way.
Cliff Walker just said, didn't he hear you say that from Canada, Travis Walls was here as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was 2 Canadians.
Yeah, he and Chris Ryder. That's right. 10 pin won't fall. I think Travis Wallace was also, he went to O'Lindy's Quincy for it was the singles elimination. Elimination being distinct from knockout. In elimination, you cut half the field as opposed to a head-to-head bracket. Slightly different. Douglas got his head pin and got 9 this time, and a spare match. So let's follow it up, excuse me. Packard, unfortunately, just clips out 2. We've seen that a few times, that 2-4 getting clipped out.
And also I want to mention that Harvard Lanes is going to start selling these novelties as well that Larry's making. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities to find them.
I love a bowling center that carries merch. Webster Timberlanes does some of that as well. Maybe Larry could get that in edgewise. We'll see. Here we are in Abington, Massachusetts. Not Webster, Massachusetts. It's Webster Timberlanes in Abington, Massachusetts.
You know what I might do? I might put them on my website that I'm working on for the spectacular.
Right.
So I could also sell these too.
1, 3, 7, and 8 for Tim Douglas.
But the only one that got the final say on that is not me. You know, we all know who I'm talking about.
Fair enough. Packard dumps 9. Hits the 10 pin with perilous wood in front. I'm worried about it deflecting away. We'll see. 1, 3, 7, 8. Yes, that goes as 1. That's a trickier shot than Tim made it look, and he's got 3 in a row. Top 24 across Pro Series points. Where did I leave off on that? I was worried about that deflection. So each high of sorry.
3 out of 4 for Tim Douglas.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I see what we're going to say.
It's a monthly series of events across different bowling centers, and you earn points for high finishes in qualifying and deep runs in the events as Packard picks that 10 up this time round. And the top 24 men and the top 24 men advance to the playoffs coming up at Exeter Lanes in April, and top 8 get a first round bye.
Now, I know for a fact that you and I will be at Exeter. And unfortunately, Paul Grant will not be at Exeter, so that's kind of
good reason. State of Maine.
Yep, and that kind of makes me and you doing the finals.
Yeah. Bit of a delay. They're starting to look backwards for some reason. I'm not sure why. Here we go. But yes, we're looking forward to it. April 5th is the playoffs. That's a Saturday at Exeter Lanes for the playoffs. The top 24 of these men and the top women as well. Looking forward to covering that then. 2-string knockout round. All matches in the eventual singles knockout will be 1-string, even the final. That's today. 2-pinner. Oh no! It deflected away for Packard. Dismay. Lori Packard made it to our Candlepins for Cancer roll-off. Tim Douglas has won such a ladder here at Timber Lanes. Corey Packard was on our most recent one out of Riverwalk Lanes. A 9 for each. Get a look here, see if we can see why this didn't work out. He may not have gotten on the front pin. Let's see.
No, he did. He played.
Oh,
more,
he did.
It was more deflection. It was more cap.
So I suppose, and there's always going to be natural variance anyway, maybe he would have wanted to go more to the right if in a perfect world.
I would have gone more left, but it all depends on where that.
Yeah, you might have a point.
Yeah.
This is Chuck DeRozier's.
And Chuck DeRozier's with a lovely, lovely lead that we call the QUALIF.
Certainly a regional name, but Massachusetts bowlers certainly now adjusted to the 9-pin. This is Justin or JT Lyonnaise wearing the Team USA Men's World shirt. 5 and 10, good grief, just one. And he was on our Riverwalk Candlepins for Cancer stepladder.
Oh, doesn't he bowl out of Riverwalk for the Friday Night Pro League?
Yes, he. Lafayette. So
Okay.
Riverwalk, but Lafayette.
I was going to say, I know he's part of Riverwatch somehow. I just going to figure it out.
For goodness sakes, we covered Lafayette in the past two. I have, so I should know that.
Yeah, the next time you're doing a solo, can you please let me know?
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I said the next time you're doing Friday Night Pro League, if you got to do a solo, let me know.
We'll advise.
Oh, look at
Just
this.
two.
Take a look at this for
Yeah.
JT.
Uh-oh. And Tim Douglas is there to watch this because the last time Timmy punched out the 1-5, the head pin stood up. Nice spare DeRozier's for the 6-pack. But, yes, you heard it. Tim Douglas hit the head pin and got one pin knocked over in the end. Even though there is confusion, the clear rules consensus as a pro community is that if a pin somersaults and stands back up, that is still a downed pin because it was down for a moment in time.
Actually, here's some more clarification. If it leaves the plate and if it flips, if it lands back on the plate standing up, it's still considered down.
Two things about that. One, we saw Danny Harris do that. Sound down if you watch that highlight, but that was hilarious.
Last year at Lita during the playoffs.
That's right. And then the other thing is that there was an older version of the rule book where somersaulting pins were expressly up, but that is no longer in the rule book, which I don't know if that's intentional. What a shot that is! Tip of the wood. Chuck DeRozier's goes back to back with a beautiful whirling dervish. You best believe we're going to see that one again.
But I will mention one thing. Most recently at Riverwalk during a qualifier, Norcross did the exact same thing.
And he somersaulted a pin, yes.
Yeah, it was the head pin that did it.
Yes. By rule, that is down. Or by interpretation of the rules, that is down.
Oh, look
I think John Kafalis called that old rule book to our attention. Thank you for that. Irby, they call him.
I haven't seen much of Irby this year.
I think he's taken a break from pro play in general. It was really nice to see him during the pro series, but I think he's pursuing other things at the current moment. Lyonnaise get to spare.
And Chucky with a half Worcester standing up. Folks, this is not an easy shot. That's why.
Yeah.
It's so much easier getting them down when it's a full rack than when it's all by yourself.
Double pins. You hate to see it. Lyonnaise doing what he should, playing just when he's ready, he goes. 5, 8, and 9. The lanes are not exactly linked, even though you just don't want to cut off the bowler to your right. That's all. DeRozier's first, off the foul line, so that's going to lose some break, some curve, and he ends up in the 3-6. Good shot. 52 in a ball. Nice.
Avoided the cap.
Second ball. Chuck's got 3. Third string of 5 here at Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Massachusetts. You're watching Candlepin Bowling Network. I'm Greg Gouillart. That's Kevin Burns. 8 box.
And Paul Grant is all by himself.
For now.
But you know what? You had to kind of feel kind of happy for Paul because he's surrounded by the ladies candlepin bowling.
It's nice. It's nice to see them in action. And I do like it when the women and the men just don't have their separate halves necessarily. I kind of liked it when they were, he kind of perforce had to do that at O'Lindy's Quincy because there weren't that many lanes. But, it was more efficient, and it was kind of nice to have that, have it all so we could cover both sides of it. And it's really a pleasure to do whenever we get the chance. Packard, bundle of 5. Tim Douglas has that corner pin. Matches are not head-to-head. This is just 2 qualifiers of many, hoping to make the top 24. Spare. Tim Douglas, 4 marks in the last 5. Now Packard, bundle of 5. Nope, sorry, didn't get on the 2 pin.
The only reason why Corey kind of dropped down in the standings is because he didn't move on far at the last event, if I'm not mistaken.
If memory serves, you get points for high qualifying finishes and deep runs in the playoffs. Danny Harris did both with Justin Waters at the last event, although the qualifying pinfall is graded as a singles, even though you competed as a doubles. So in that regard, Danny Harris had the number 1 pinfall, and of course won with Justin Waters, defeating Nick Zuffalato and Aaron Fontaine, and thus Danny Harris got the full complement of 550 points, passing Josh Daly for first place. For complete Pro Series standings, visit the Candlepin Pro Series on Facebook. I look forward to having our own website, candlepinnetwork.com, online so that we can have the information all in one place, because I feel badly.
That'll make my job a lot easier.
Yeah. Facebook, the information falls off. That, for sure, is not a sustainable solution. Packard can't get this corner to carry either. That just doesn't go. A very mild-mannered man. But he does get weary when the pins don't go his way. A lot of bowlers do, but you see the expression there. What do you do with the mad you feel when the pins just don't go your way?
Cry.
Do you have tissues on the lanes for that purpose?
Yep.
Good. I guess it's like a pocket handkerchief and you're all set. 4 horsemen.
Usually when nothing goes your way, you make the adjustments like Corey just did and approved.
Didn't miss that one, he quipped. And is that corner going today? Yes, it does. Tim Douglas spares on his 5th mark, and we take another look at the hammer.
Yeah, he played that late, but
Yeah.
he had enough momentum.
I talked to Corey Packard when I saw him at Candlepins for Cancer. He's a spot bowler. He's just trying to get the head pin and find the spot in the lane where he could get that. A lot of bowlers are pins bowlers where you're just looking at that. I'm going to clip that for a replay and figure out what in the world produced that 4, 8, 9, 10 lead.
Corey with the double.
Guess what? It's done. It is gone. A double strike.
And he wipes the brow. Okay, replay that one. Tom has to play the 4 pin.
Oh, goodness, look at that shot as well.
Wow.
Well, it was going to clip his first ball, but now I think we'll get a look at the second ball. Corey Packard, congratulations on the double strike.
Wow, he actually took a pin out of the gutter just to convert that.
Yeah, which makes me realize I don't have this. This is a better crop, at least comparatively. But yeah, the wood and the gutter leverage that. And usually it stops up the action if one isn't careful. Really, really skillful shot by the man we saw last night, Tim Douglas. His shot blown up hard for a 20 bucks.
Well, after you make a shot like that, you got to expect to strike somewhere.
It does not nearly always work like that. We know that from experience. Packard a double strike. You'll see it, Phil. Got his head pin. The Phil is good. But the leave, yikes.
The leave isn't that bad. Corey can make this. If he plays it more on the cap, on the 6 pin, Try and get a helicopter off the wall, and it should go off.
Woods angle towards the corner, so that might be the only way. His try, caught the cap, caught
And
the
here it
roll. It is gone for the 6-7-10.
What? Did I call that, or did I call that before?
One more time.
Watch. He plays it on the cap, like I said, and that piece of wood just goes and takes up to 7. What a shot.
This is quality, folks. I expect we'll see more of these guys later. The top 24 men advance. Douglas, that's not a head pin hit, but he sweeps it anyway.
He leaves the Christmas tree, the 3, the 7, and the 10.
As opposed to hitting the head pin and having it stand up. Packard, oh, phooey. Just didn't drive through. 129.
Good place to leave a picket fence.
Gadzooks. Last ball for Tim.
Played it on the wood. There you go.
Perfect fill. The fill is 10-152.
I think that's the high so far today.
I think it's the highest we saw. Off camera, we saw Mark Smith with 140. Now over to Lyonnaise and DeRozier's. 129 and 152 are officially confirmed. Technically, the scores you see are on screen are unofficial, but we have apart from the fact I've stuffed it up anyway, we can just take a glance up here and confirm that for you folks, and that's correct as we have it on screen.
Just breaks up the Cleary.
3-6-8. Just 3 out for JT. Sorry about that. That'll be a 3 fill, 55 half. JT has been getting stronger. I've wondered, it just seems like he's so close. He almost dialed in. And then in the last 2 weeks of the Friday Night Pro League, as DeRozier's narrowly misses the 8-pin, Lyonnaise has just been getting stronger and stronger, north of 360 his last 2 weeks. I haven't caught his last week, actually the actual last week's result. And his team Lafayette took 14 of the last 16 match points. DeRozier's has 10, and Lyonnaise a 9 as the wood foils him.
I was talking to JT after I pulled in the World Singles this year, and I said to him, he asked me, so how did you do? I said, I hit my average, but I struggled. And he, I mean, he's been watching me too, and he's like, you're going to get it. I mean, I both
look at, unfortunately. Hello, folks. Sorry, the live dropped out a second there, but come on. Work with me. We'll keep it going for the on-demand folks. DeRozier's now in box number 8.
skip lob.
He got his head pin, 3-6-10.
JT comes back and drops a bomb.
Love to see it. Are we back, folks? I'm sorry.
That piece of wood we're taking out the 9 and 10.
Sounds good.
JT comes back onto the head pin, drops 9, leaves the 9 pin. Chucky with the check mark. And JT with the spare. Puts him at 108 plus the ball. Chuck makes the check mark.
For the spare, 108 in a ball and 107 in a ball. As we turn the corner for the 4th string in just a moment. Last balls are coming on up. Lyonnaise has 8 more, and he's got 117. That's a 9 fill. And DeRozier's nails his head pin. Will that 4 tip? No. 8 fill, good string, 115. So there we see it. 152 for Tim Douglas, 129 Corey Packard in this singles qualifier. Game 4 is coming on up. We'll take an audio timeout, figure out what in the world's going on. It might just with the internet blips, and we'll be right back in just. And welcome back. We'll take the scoreboard away for a moment there. You see Nick Norcross and Corey Packard on the lanes, ready for string number 4 of 5. Apologies for the internet crash earlier. Looks like we're back online now. Great to see you here at Webster Timber Lanes in Abington, Massachusetts. I'm Greg Gouillart alongside Kevin Burns here on Candlepin Bowling Network with the Pro Series nearing the end of qualifying. Corey Packard up start with a half Worcester. Same for Nick Norcross. Remember him from last night. He's on lane 21. Packard's try on the 3-6. Bumps into the 5-pin. Norcross's try won't get into the 2 pins on the side there. Taking a look at the standings here, Corey Packard and Nick Norcross. This is not a head-to-head match, remember. Corey Packard is in 11th place in the Pro Series standings. Nick Norcross in 12th. You raise up in the standings by getting points for high qualifying and deep playoff runs. 9-box and an 8-box to start off for each of them. Singles competition, Brian Allard coming on next on lane 21. Lanes are drawn by lot. Even the lane mates are drawn at random as well. Packard dumps 9, Norcross 10, strike. Norcross has already made a Pro Series final. He made the doubles elimination at Academy Lanes. Yes, the same Academy Lanes Corey Packard has on his back. He gets his spare. Nick Norcross partnered with Nate Fontaine. The brothers Fontaine have combined for 3 finals appearances. Nate once in that tournament. Aaron Fontaine in the singles elimination and doubles knockout, most recently at Leda Lanes. His fill is 6 on the strike, and the box is 8, disappointingly, even though he got it. Sorry, fill is 8 on the strike, I beg your pardon. Packard gets 6 on the spare, and now Gregory is recalibrated himself. Got to reset myself to the factory settings. Applejack. Packard gets a 10. No, spare, excuse me. 1, 3, 7, 10. For back-to-back marks. Norcross blown apart, my goodness. Second strike, and that went quicker than the first one.
Buzz too late.
Alas, were they consecutive? Well, there's probably going to be a stop down between the 12 p.m. qualifying and the end of this, and then while they calculate the scores, there's going to be some downtime. So I can munch on my Lucy's pizza bar tater tots over here, and then that shift will start later. I'll try not to turn the stream on too soon this time, but we'll see.
Well, don't forget about your pretzels.
Oh, heavens no. I love those.
Well, it's like I said, it's my first time here, so I kind of went through all my money quicker than I wanted to because I had to go to one of my favorite stores yesterday. You know, Mile Lawn receipts that we talked about once before.
Oh, I'll say it, Restaurant Depot. Man,
yep.
I used to have to do expense reports. Those things are bears.
And believe it or not, Greg, I actually saved the receipt. I think I have it with me so you can see how big the receipt is.
Oh, I'm sure. Maybe we'll stick to showing off Larry Wentworth candle pins, but
no, I wasn't going to show the viewers how big the Restaurant Depot receipt
oh, I
is.
get it. Oh, if you want a sense of scale,
Yeah.
okay. We'll show a Larry Wentworth Candlepin Pride candle pin, and
Yeah.
we'll show it against a Restaurant Depot receipt. Okay, sounds good. Corey Packard starts with 4.
And there it is
fifth
right
box. Here's Brian Allard. He and Dan Allard, members of the Pro Series. Just 4 on the right side. Brian will actually wait his turn and wait to get up with the second bowler. That's generally how it's done. You go bowler for bowler, even if not necessarily ball for ball.
All right, Greg, take a look.
That is long. I have seen CVS receipts that long, in fairness, but still.
I mean, it's like it's like a piece of wallpaper. I mean, my God, I could decorate my whole entire house with all these. If I still had all of them.
Maybe someone has. JT Lyonnaise alongside Brian Allard in this penultimate string. Allard start on the 2-4. He's got the 5-pin poked out. Not quite the spread eagle pins.
No, Terry Ann sent me there yesterday because she likes the white bread that I get there. So she was like, go get 2 loaves of it. I'm like, all right. So I grabbed a few other things that I knew that I needed.
1-2-10. Lyonnaise picks it up. JT's got 10 in the ball.
The best thing about that place is if you don't own a restaurant, you can get a day pass.
Okay, so like any wholesaler.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I don't need a day pass. I got a card, so it works out. I go like once or twice a month. I go more in the summertime because that way I can keep, more stuff on hand.
I guess more supply then.
Yeah.
Lyonnaise sweeps out 8. 18 in the first, and another. Good start to this string for him. Tell you, he's coming into his own here. Allard close, 9 and 10.
So when I was heading over to the, relieve myself, I actually saw Bobby Wickham here in the house as well.
He is. Oh, he is too. Nice.
Yes.
So we've seen Craig Holbrook. We've seen Bob Whitcomb. 2 bowlers on the Hall of Fame star-studded Team Hingham. And if you look, it's blocked on the screen. But Chris Jones is on lane 20, so that delightful coincidence is about to be shown on screen. JT Lyonnaise dumps 9, and he's got 37 through 2. Allard, 3 and 6.
JT is directing the pins. For some reason, the pins listen to professional bowlers more than they listen to an amateur bowler.
Huh. It's funny how that is. 3 in a row. For JT, Allard spares as well. 2-pinner ripped apart.
I do it more so at Lita, and the other day Terry Ann was like, yeah, like the pin's going to listen to you. And I said to the pin, stop, straighten it out, and it actually did. And she looked at me like, how you do that?
Garland Manufacturing, please advise. Do you install auditory devices in your pins? Sorry, the conspiracy theory has gone around. Please advise. Lyonnaise, the 4 horsemen in 6. Allard, 7.
A 1-7-8. Not an easy shot.
Gettable. Ooh, wrapped around the corner, and JT shut down. 1-7-8, just
Nope.
the 1-8.
It's that piece of wood.
Stopped up the action there, didn't
Yeah.
it? The 9 for JT, 10 for Brian. By the way, we mentioned how Webster Timber Lanes is part wood, part synthetic, part way down. But
It's 30-30 from what Holbert told me.
it's the wood is first, is it not? Are my eyes deceiving me?
No, the wood is first.
Interesting. You think with that taking more of a beating, they would favor the synthetic for durability reasons here at Webster Timber Lanes.
Well, from what Greg told me, Holbert told me that these lanes have been refinished so many times that they can't refinish them anymore.
Makes sense. Nice shot spare.
Because-
4, Mark Hafford, JT Lyonnaise.
Because each time you refinish a lane, you're taking not only a lot of the durability off, but you're taking off a layer each time you do it. So now there's like almost next to nothing on the wood part.
Sort of a similar principle to refinishing a ball as well, where you kind of lose a bit of weight if you're going to smooth out chips, for example.
Exactly.
But it involves taking a layer away.
Exactly.
Brian Allard, a 9-box, 55 at the half, and it brings Norcross and Packard back up.
It's good to see Norcross bowling today because it looked like Norcross has been battling that hip problem all year.
Yeah, Nick Norcross coming into his own here. And the other great resurgence, Charlie Collins, off a finger injury, bowled his first balls just yesterday after a month and a half off, and was just a couple of pins shy of a 400 triple.
Wow.
That's a resurgence. Corey tips the head pin anyway. He's got the 8 and 9. That is a...
I don't like the wood. Corey is going to have a tough time with this one. The only thing Corey can pretty much do is spray the wood and hopefully something takes it. Norcross is...
Yeah,
It's the object, but it goes around.
He wrapped around that 3-pin, no go. Huge wood pile there.
I really don't like this amount of wood that's in front of the guys.
Let's see. Place high up on the third
Oh,
piece.
it came back and took it.
And it's gone for the spare. Good shot, Packard. Norcross collects 10. We take another look. Oh, it's the ball. The ball took it.
And the pin followed the ball, too.
Incredible. So the conga line came across.
And another Caleri. How many of those have we seen today?
Quite a few, I'd say. We've also seen quite a few 200s out of Norcross in his career. One of them coming at 1:7:10 Augusta, and then he came close when the Pro Series was in Woburn Bolodrome. Not filmed here, but he was in the 190s. Good shot, spare.
That Caleri went pretty quick.
Norcross all the pins down since box 2. Good luck, Corey. Triangle 4 and a 10.
Well, Corey can make this. I mean,
He ripped through the 4.
2-4 on the 4.
Norcross, triangle 2. The fill is 7.
Nico just said you didn't lose the connection.
Oh, it was just going in and out? Okay. I thought that's a relief. I thought we got thrown off. So there's only one stream up. That's good. Corey Packard, 7 box. Norcross, oh, thin on the triangle.
I kind of feel bad for Matt Nichols right now because he is not only does he work here, but he also is chasing pins and fixing machines.
He was fixing a machine earlier. That's absolutely right. Threw a 412 last night, or 413, excuse me. It was 410s for certain. I don't remember. I have a bad memory for the units digit. I will be quite honest with you.
I'm sure
As long as you get the hundreds and the tens digit right, I think that's the ones you got to remember.
I should have stayed up and watched that match. I was so tired last night. I just had to.
But of course, you and everyone can on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube.
Well, it doesn't help me for today.
Well, if you're busy right now, it's on demand. You can watch it whenever.
Exactly. I just had to watch our post-game interview, that post-game analysis that we did at Lita last month. All right, folks. Well, I have a moment. Nobody's working on a mark here. Earlier we had Larry Wentworth on the air, and you can find his products at Candlepin Pride on Facebook. He is also the owner of Big Fish Bait Company. He is going to be making candlepin type fishing lures for both salt and freshwater. He also has light poles for shop lights and any lights that has a chain on it. Plus, he gave Greg and I some awesome looking keychains that you can use as a
Yes, thank you, Larry.
You can also find him on Facebook. He's on Candlepin Chat. He's also on his own page called Candlepin Pride. Please reach out to him. Support our game of Candlepin Bowling by purchasing these awesome Candlepin knickknacks that he is making and creating.
You're the man, Larry. 121 for Norcross. That's perfect through boxes 2 through 10. Corey Packard to fill in the 9th. His shot. Oh, that corner just won't go for him, but he's got 7.
This may actually go. If he plays this more on the far left cap.
Here we go again. Mirror image.
Play this on the far left hand cap. Get that pin to helicopter. Hopefully it stays on the plate and we'll take out the 10.
It's a singles competition, but he turned around to Nick. That was interesting. And no.
He played it on the right side.
Yeah.
You want to be on your other.
It's not disallowed to confer during a singles competition, but
no. A lot of guys do ask other guys, where do I play certain shots? Rich Lerman, for instance.
Or community, yeah.
Always ask me, where do I play this? Where do I play that? I'm like.
Like, are you watching his ACS team matches, for example, or?
well, he's been hurt, and I have been around to coach him during his
Gotcha.
ASAT matches, so
That 3-pin got scooted off spot by Allard.
but I do. Well, I bowl with him on Wednesday night, so it's kind of like I can help him on Wednesdays, but it's hard for me to. I don't know when his matches are, so it's not like last year where I was going to every match he did.
Spares for the pair. Yes, that 7 will wilt. Brian Allard picks up that 2-pinner on the 8-9 with Wood. And Lyonnais 5 marks in 6.
This is like Tommy Olsa stuff that JT is doing.
Yeah, raking these marks in. If he dumps a strike, this string is really going places. Hard to get a bowler to throw a strike on command, mind you. Now he
What a fill. It's a 4 fill. He has the 1, the 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Elliot has the 3, the 6, and the 7.
nice shot.
Nice shot. That's pretty.
Wood was there, well placed. Lyonnais, yes, that does go. I had a feeling if he could connect the 1 and the 10, that had a chance. 6 marks and 7. Let's look again. Brian Allard with that nice shot exploding in the frame. And then you see he gets the 1-2, and yes, that head
he
pin goes
just-
right into the 10, and the
He-
2 mixes the wood.
He just played the 1-2 pocket.
Allard, oh no, just the 3-pin on the fill.
Quarter.
Lyonnais, not much better, I'm afraid.
A quarter and a half. I would rather deal with the half Worcester than a quarter.
Yeah,
Oh, Mason into a banana split.
3/4 of the way to Worcester would get me pretty close to Auburn, to tell you what. Just 2 out.
How long did it take for you to get here?
Hour plus. Yeah. Abington on the eastern part of the state.
Tough 6 for JT. Nothing you can really do about that. Yeah, it took me about an hour to get down here. Al with 8 drop.
Yeah, good shot for him. Lyonnais and Ayotte are talking to one another, teasing each other a bit. Jimbo Ayotte from Academy 2 and a perennial juggernaut of the Pro Series, including a fairly recent Pro Series Bowler of the Year. I completely forgot to say Tim Douglas and Blanca Cacharna, Bowlers of the Year. Gregory, 9 box for Allard, and Lyonnais has 8.
In order for Tim to repeat that, he needs to have a very, very deep run today. It all depends on what Josh Steele and Danny Harris do. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, just a few pins wilting in the backdrop there.
I thought that was going to be another quarter.
Just 3 out for JT this time. I don't hate Allard's wood, but he only rips out the 8-pin.
I don't hate the leave that he had. I just don't like how he played it, though.
Yeah. I think the ball slipped out of his hand just a bit too soon on that third one, so I'm afraid. So you see the third balls are having a bit of an effect here, holding the scores back just a little bit, but still, Lyonnais will be very happy with his 124.
Well, he
Brian
went,
Allard,
well, he went
104.
6 for 4 with the mark. The only bust that killed him was when he punched the half Worcester. Other than that, he's looking at a 150 string, easy.
One could wonder, but it's the same thing. He is very capable, and I think it's just a matter of time. Haven't helped me. That should be the. I can't see the scorecards, I'm afraid, not from this angle very easily. And I'll be honest, I don't really want to sidle up and sneak peeks at them. I can see if I can get the first string stands. Let's do that. I'll take an audio timeout, and we'll see if we can get that for you. String 5 of 5 is coming on up here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We'll be back in a few minutes. And welcome back to String 5 of 5. We have ourselves Chris Jones, who has a 404. through the first 3 strings. I don't have confirmation of string 4 just yet. The only man who's thrown higher in this shift is Jeff Surratt. What year is it? He has thrown a 438, Jeff Surratt has.
A 141, a 156, and a 141.
We see Jimbo Ayotte on the left side. He starts with a 3-pin split.
So for right now, 1 through 8 currently is Chris McDonough with a 637, Troy Fournier with a 636, Freshie with a 630, Joey Lisser 629, Keith Beaupre with a 605, Andrew Therian with a 604, monstrous 163 string, Jason McNeil with a 589, and Matt Nichols with a 588. But as of right now...
Yep, don't sleep on Matt Nichols, tell you what.
But as of right now, Denny Harris and Josh Daly are in the top 24. Tim Douglas is 1 pin away from, after 3 strings, from getting into the top 24.
Norcross spares as well. Jason McNeil, that is not a name I have heard much of, I'll be honest with you.
No.
It's delightful to stories we unexpectedly hear of. Nicholas Michalski, for example, out of Western Mass. There was another, and oh my goodness. Who was it? He bowled with Andrew Therian and everything. I'm going to look this up. I have the standings. I'll figure that out. Pin coming across. Norcross cannot get this to go. Ayotte's still filling the strike. He almost busts open the 6-pack. He's got a 9 fill. Not 6-pack being our term for it, but we like it.
Trevor Jr. is a 101, a 115, and a 115 for a 331. He is tied with Chuck DeRoges. Oh, here's a surprise. Scott Lapierre is in 38th place currently at a 332. No, at a 333. I thought you were been a lot higher.
It's Cam Green. That was the doubles partner of Andrew Therian I was trying to remember. Dumped 619 in that 5-string qualifier at Exeter Lanes. Strike again. If only they were consecutive for Ayotte.
Norcross with an eagle.
Oh, he's close.
That's the 3rd time today we almost seen the eagle go. All right, I'm going to do the ladies real quick.
Just the breakout of Norcross's hand is impeccable as he goes pin perfect through the first 4.
So Brittany Underwood went 487. Allie Barber 472. Karen Riccelli went 464. Melissa Ritchie is at 375. She's still bowling. Madison River is at a 365. She's still bowling. Gladys McKinley is at a 344. She's currently still bowling. Cheyenne Britton is 331, still bowling. Alana Brown, still bowling.
Oh, he tripped that one.
And she is at a 330. Is at a 322. Just under the bubble is Caitlin Zucco of Manchester with a 319. Lori Lewis is at a 310. Amy Doobie, 308. Sherelle Nealon, who is really making a name for herself this year, is at a 297. Her sister, Jeanette Southall, also Ryan Southall's mother, is 293. Heather Tronley is at 292. And Faye Sawyer has been struggling. She is at a 240.
There you have it. Melissa Ritchie with one of the high singles and Madison Riva with the other 2. Melissa Ritchie, you just can't sleep on. You just can't sleep on her success right now. You know, she's getting stronger and stronger as we go. Now with a 125 average. So,
which is unheard of in the female side. That's like, think back to Stacia.
Right, they would be happy with 110s. Right.
Yeah, think back to Stacia Zernke and Tony Marie Baldinelli, they were averaging that high. Bobby Riggs behind us.
Cool. Nine down, 1 to go for Jones. 400 triple in the first 3 of this qualifier. This is string 5 of 5. We don't have string 4 results yet, but just thought I would mention that amazing triple for the Hingham bowler. You see the Central Park Lanes shirt on his back. Hingham coincidentally bowls in green, and Hingham is based out of South Shore Country Club in that Massachusetts town. Yes, Glenn Gill, I do agree. It's a nice look. Glenn, an Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour bowler, a pro from before and now, took some time away from the game. Great to see him back in action.
Well, here's a surprise. That kid injured that was born with Matt, he's actually in 17th place currently with a 440. Let's see if that holds up, because that would be kind of cool if he can get in, because he's in the top 24. I don't think that's going to hold.
Nice shot by Allard.
So
3 pins to go. It's going to be for a 10, but I'm still going to take a look at that anyway.
So between 9th and 24th place, you have Mark Smith, Chris Ryder, Sean Taylor, Travis Wallace, Peter Frichelli, Nate Lees.
Richatelli.
Yep, Richatelli, Nate Lees, Dean Sullivan, Keith Kirby, Andrew, Jess Surratt, Chris Jones, Corey Packard, Josh Daly, Sean Sears, Jimbo Ayotte, and Danny Harris.
Nice nifty little 10 for Jones. He's got a 3-pin conversion as well. And
And that's what it looks like. Oh,
that's better. Glad my formula counter is durable there.
oh, look at that ball. Buries the pocket at least a 5.
Blast in there. This should be Allard's 3rd ball, I believe. He gets 10 on that, and he's got the first 3 10s. Saw Tim Douglas go on a similar streak earlier.
Oh, what a follow through. Perfect.
It is a great follow through. Jones really gets down to the lane, I notice.
He's been a big help for Hingham since Bobby and Craig Holbrook went down with their injuries, respectively.
And Chris McDonough, we saw earlier, more frequent substitute as a result of that. 6 on the fill for Jones. Brian Allard made a 3-man random draw deep run at one point. He's had a few good, decent finishes this year as well, even though he's not in the playoff picture.
There's a lot of guys who've been around, but there's not enough. There's not enough points available for them to even attempt.
Not at this late point, this being the last regular season stop of the season.
So the playoffs for Candlepin is just like baseball. You have a division series, then you have.
Which tournament in this case? Or?
I'm talking about the playoffs that we have coming up in April.
Mm-hmm. For the Pro Series, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like baseball. You have the division series where the top 8 bowlers have byes. Then you have the league championship series, and then when you're down to the last couple bowlers, you have the league championship, and then you have the World Series.
Yeah.
So the finals is like the World Series.
You could overlay it like that. Not to be confused with the World Competition, of course, which we call the International Candlepin Championships.
Well, that's no good.
So we'll just take those pins off the board, no worries. That's 9 bucks for Allard and 47 at the half. But yeah, the only real change to the playoffs is it's a knockout bracket, much like we're about to see in this tournament, except they will be 2 stringers in that competition. Today, all matches are 1 string in the knockout round to come, even the finals.
What is the 2 strings in the playoffs?
In the playoffs.
Okay.
That way, basically, everyone's bowling 10 strings. It's really clever if you think about it. 5 strings of qualifying here and 5 strings of there. And then when it's just the playoffs when it's just the knockout in the playoff round, you bowl 2-string matches, and effectively, everyone except for the people with buys bowls 10 strings.
No, I never thought to look at it like that.
as a lot of people are thinking, oh, I wish 10-stringers were still a thing. Well,
They are.
this kind of
but
is a 10-stringer in disguise if you think about it. It just whittles out a lot of bowlers quickly. That's all. And there was a 10-stringer proper in mixed doubles at Augusta. So there's a lot to like about this tournament as well. 9 box and 9. The Academy 2 bowler and the Central 3 bowler both on 73.
Well,
Boy, Sabers through the
3,
champagne bottle.
5, 9.
Sabers through the champagne bottle. It's just those 3. Ayotte delightfully has won a Pro Series playoffs when Dan Murphy and Jim Barber were commentating that. It was a special episode of Candlepin for Kids, or Candlepin New Gen. For the life of me, I can't remember.
Candlepin for Kids.
It was.
Because that was the year I actually went pro when that match happened.
Nice.
I have a lot to thank. I have a few people who think to let me bowl on the Pro Tour. I actually made my debut bowling with Josh Steely and his brother Jared at Lita that day when I made my debut.
There's your new generation right there. And we'll try the wood. Good. Nice shot for the spare there. Norcross takes 8.
If Norcross makes a deep run, you have to worry about his hip because he's been bellying this all year.
And you want to be careful about aggravating an injury.
Well, that's why I took 3 years off because my knee just couldn't do it.
Yeah, such a tough trade-off. And I don't know if it's because we're being nosier or coming across these stories more, but it just seems as though the rate of incidence of injury
look at
got
that.
a strike there. That's going to injure a few pins as Ayotte dumps 10 on the plate. And it just seems as though there's more injuries overall.
I really haven't heard any 200 strings this year. We heard about 5 of them last year.
That was this year that J.B. Gauthier got his 200 on the dot at Academy Lanes, if I recall correctly. It was off camera.
That was during the Pro Series.
Right.
That was before we decided to break up the streaming between me, you, and Paul.
Right. 9 and oh, come on, 9. You've been hit several times. Guess not. It will not get over. 10 pin tips for Ayotte. Not quite a double, but good shot nonetheless. Wood available for Nick. He's got a spare. His 3rd. So a fine string working for him. Ayotte now. Sorry.
No, sorry, you've been denied.
Wood doesn't work in that case. He gets a fill of 9, but still a great string cooking with 3 strikes.
No, but don't you agree with what I said about how there's really haven't been that many 200s this year? I mean, Aaron Fontaine, who's on camera, you could argue that his should count because it was a money
Let's lead
match.
with the number.
Okay. It was a 239, I believe.
236.
Okay, 236.
9 pins shy of what's ever been recorded. 245.
Raul Sherman, Chris Sargent. Look, back-to-back for Norcross.
And hello, Jenny Rowe, 210. Can't forget that.
You know, I don't think I'll ever forget that one. At least we have and if Paul Grant actually took the time to go down to Millis.
As did the ICBA.
Yeah, to actually do that for Jenny. And all I can say is Jenny may be an average house bowler, but what she did will live for eternity.
Yeah, and had to change the Worcester Historical Museum exhibit on the fly as well to accommodate that as well. I still love the Fox 25 interview they had with her. She's not a pro bowler, she's a nurse. Just
But you know
the
what?
delivery of the line just gets me, even though it's said in all earnestness by the fine news team over there.
But you know what? Just let me say one thing. She may not be a professional bowler like I am or like these guys are, but you know what? She did something a lot of pros were killed to do, and that is to throw 5 strikes in a row and end up in the 200.
Or that strike, nice one, Allard, trips out the 5 pin.
I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you can throw 5 strikes in a row, you are guaranteed a 200.
You would have.
Well, if you think of it, it's a 120 after 5.
True. I think you need at least one more mark in that. You know, actually, you've probably done the math. I must.
You need at least. You need to have at least an 80 half after 120 to hit 200.
Can't believe I put the spare smudge up amid my distraction. Oh, get over to the 10. Goodness. The fill is 9. 8 box for Jones. I'm going to actually cut to this replay now of that previous strike just so you can see it.
Oh, that was pretty.
When quick enough, we could see this pin go down as well. Allard has 10. Jones to start his 7th box.
Jones is a little more fuller on the hairpin. No pun intended to Brian Fuller Jr.
He's probably get that one a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Guys named Mark, Reggie DeLine on the line, you know, stuff like that. Nothing doing on this box.
Yeah, so to the math, if you have a 120 half, you're sitting on a mark. If you put another mark in the 5th box after the 120, then you're looking at, then you're talking.
Yeah, actually, I think you're absolutely right. 5 strikes in good count, mind you,
Yeah.
but
Anything south of a 5 fill in that 120,
then you need more.
then you're going to have to get on your horse and throw a couple more.
Yeah. Stay within yourself, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, bowling is a mind game, too. So you got to remember, it's not often you see a 245 or
Yeah.
it's very rare to see a high string like that.
What do you do with that novelty? Absolutely.
What I want to know is what did Jenny do with all the hardware she got, all the trophies she received for throwing that 210.
Well, she got that. They showed that plaque, but
You know what? This is what I'm disappointed about. What Steve Reno and the folks at Miller should have done is took one of those pins out of that machine that she threw the 210 on and signed it and gave it to her.
yeah, once they do the verification and all of that.
Yeah.
But I like the notion of that. My favorite thing I've ever seen, nice shot, Allard. 1, 2, and 10 goes. For a spare, I do believe, if memory serves.
I probably would have gone out of the way and gave her a brand new one.
No, it's 10, I beg your pardon.
I probably would have gone out of the way and gave her a brand new one, but that's just me.
And my favorite thing is having people draw vertical score sheets, just like you see on your screen, folks, on the pin itself. And you think about it. You have the first 5 boxes above the red stripe, and you kind of draw a vertical line, and you have the 5 boxes below.
I don't know.
That's my favorite thing I've seen.
I don't know if you saw on Candlepin Chat. Aaron's Fontaine's parents did something like that.
Co-favorite, absolutely. Go on.
Aaron Fontaine's mother and father did something like that.
Microphone's really bad? Okay. We'll see if that stays that way. Keep talking, Kevin, I suppose.
Okay, so, but, because I think what happened was when Colonial closed, and as Tommy Osa bowled out of there, I'm pretty sure he worked it out where he got a lane segment, and they were just waiting for something big from either Nate or Aaron to actually do what they did. Because they put that on an actual lane segment and made it into a coffee table, which is astounding.
94 and a 108. Yeah, that was at a Colonial Bowl in Worcester where they got that segment of wood from, like the original wood. So that is that. That is 5 strings of qualifying. I don't want to cut your thought off here.
So should we show off our lovely...
oh, sure.
before we forget?
Well, we have not forgotten, have we? All right. Let's send this... And there we go.
And, of course, we got Bobby Witt in the picture.
Hi, Bob Whitcomb.
All right, so folks, this is what the keychains that Greg and I got.
All right, let's see if hopefully the microphone doesn't betray me. Maybe it's one person's microphone, hopefully. Okay. Oh, wait a sec.
What?
Let's see if I've gotten my audio settings messed up here. No, that should be fine. All right. Well, we'll want to fix that, obviously, but I'll listen to that during the break and make sure we get that set before playoffs. Obviously, we'll have a lot of downtime. But there we go. There's the... if it's a robot talking, there might be a connection issue. There's the Larry Wentworth Candlepin keychain, one of the many products he sells on Candlepin Pride. Great to have him along for the interview as well. So that is that. So, 5-string qualifier over. We take the top 24 men. Top 8 get a first-round bye, and then we do... Get that out of the way for you folks here. Singles knockout bracket as well. And women's tournament will be taking place. Paul Grant will have the coverage of that for as long as that happens, but that will conclude sooner. And once it does, he'll join us here. So we look forward to seeing you then.
Oh, real quick. It was like Melissa Ritchie just threw a 649 for hers.
And Riva, how many? 609. Nice.
A 40-pin difference between the two of them.
It has been so good to see Melissa Ritchie make a name. I mean, we all hear of Madison Riva and Amanda Carroll. Power to them. Who else will take up that mantle? Looking forward to seeing that.
I am too.
So, with that, we are going to cut this stream here, but remember, like and follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and pray for our microphones, and we will be back later with more coverage in just a moment. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is Candlepin Bowling Network. So long for now.